My friends, hello and welcome back to GoldenEye SpeedLore, the series where we take one stage in GoldenEye 007 and learn the history of the world record speedruns set on that stage and the players who set those records. And tonight we're looking at one of the most epic, high skill ceiling levels in the game, where one of the game's truly great world records was set many years ago. Yes, this is Bunker 2 Secret Agent. And let's start by taking a look at the objectives here. Objective A compares staff casualty lists. This kind of implies that there are two objects to pick up and then compare. Recover CCTV tape. Disable all security cameras, there are 6 of them. And escape with Natalia. And we'll watch a run first, and we'll talk about some of the older records in the game. And the first run is presented, of course, by our pal, Madman Fletcher. The first run he would ever submit himself to the rankings. And it's a really good walkthrough run to explain what happens. So immediately you pause and you take out the watch magnet attract, you press Z. There is the cell key. You magnetize the cell key towards you, he presses B, opens his cell. The jailer gets mad at him, he's going to slap the jailer. Now, you could wait in your cell for like 2 minutes straight, and you have a conversation with Natalia and the jailer. But, you know, certainly you wouldn't do it in a speedrun. But it is kind of fun to check out that conversation on your own time sometime if you load up the game. He slapped this Clob guard who has a key card, which will might open this door, but he's going to wait for this guard to do it. A lot of this level is picking up key cards that open doors that you can't normally open. And so you have to kind of really have good awareness of where the key card guards are. They usually have double clobs. And which doors you can go through or not. You'll also see a lot of shooting to lure doors open. So there he's picked up the document that's part of Objective A. There's another double clob guard. He probably has a key card of some sort. But not all of them do. Nope, he doesn't pick up a key card there. He's gonna carry. You know, it's hard to tell when you're not speedrunning which guards do or do not have the key cards. That door he just went through, that double door, you do require a key card to go through it. So that first key card he picked up was probably that card, and now he's picked up a second one. Now we can go through pretty much every door in the level. That one is also a locked door. That guard will have the clipboard. Objective A completed. Now he's got the clipboard, he's got the documents, and now he's been able to compare the staff and casualty list. And yeah, the reason he was slapping earlier on was to avoid luring so many guards. Obviously a lot of guards have been lured now, but he's making his way through the mission, shooting out the camera. There's another one up here. There's the CCTV tape, Objective B. Beautiful. Now he's going to check and see what he's got. He's just going to disable the security cameras and escape with Natalia. Now, I think he did not free Natalia at the beginning of this mission. So he's going to have to go back to free her, I think. I want to say. And when you're playing through the level for the first time, that's generally what you do. Because imagine he's shooting all these guards. Imagine Natalia was out and about this whole time. It would be very likely for Natalia to pass away tragically in all the fighting going on. So he's opened the cell door. That's all you have to do for Natalia is simply open the cell door. It's open. And now she's going to carry on. Well, let's see us carry on. He's going to shoot this camera out. Oh, he got it. That was a good last camera. And you can kind of see how hard it is to shoot all the cameras, all 6 cameras, break them all, while going through the mission and encountering guards, not getting stuck. It's a hard mission, guys. And there's the Madman Fletcher doing it in 3 minutes, 11 seconds. Can't complain about that for a first-timer. I think all of our first times on this level were similar. But this obviously would... Well, the speedrun would be much, much faster. And Verbsky's runs himself would get much, much faster too. over time. That's the name of the game. Improve. Grind, improve, learn, and hopefully you guys will learn about the level tonight. So, I'm just going to show some of the records early on from the early years of this level. Bunker 2 Secret Agent. We can see the first documented record was this Schwarties 125, no video, in 98. And things slowly got lowered down towards 1 minute, and then all the way down to 53 seconds by the year 2002. And so we're going to show some of these select runs that I've been able to dig up since then. A lot of the runs are missing, but I'll show, I think, 5 or 6 of these early runs, 4 of these early runs, and we'll get the gist for the early few years of Bunker 2. The first one up is this 104, time of 104. Wilder untied it in 01, West tied it 2 years later, and Tim Grenby tied it about a month after that. The only video of that 104 is Tim Grenby's. Let's give it a watch. He lures the cell key, opens the door for Natalia. Obviously on a speedrun you want to do that. You don't want to go back for Natalia. He's going through, shoots that guard, gets the clipboard. So he's seen a much different route already from what Madman Fletcher was doing. There's the camera. There's the shot. He stops and aims with R for that camera and that one. Obviously not super ideal. That keycard he just picked up, there's the documents. That door would have been locked if he didn't pick up that keycard. So now he's complete objective A. He's complete objective B. And now he just has 2 cameras left to shoot. He's getting stuck hard. Backs up and fires. Aims, fires, nails it. Great stuff. But we can see there's a lot of backing up, stopping, pressing the R aimer. They didn't know how to warp yet. They thought shooting was the best way to warp. And this is apparently a 104. Not bad at all for the time, a world record. But I think even you guys can see that this is improvable. What's interesting, though, is that this strategy, more or less, would continue to be the strategy used for the next 20 years. Which is pretty incredible. The next run-up we have is this 1 minute time by Paragon X9, who went by the real name alias of Ben Gorman. So again, right away he's going to pause, watch Magnet interact, press Z, lure the cell key. You learn the timing of it perfectly to press B to open the cell key door. Open Natalie's door, strafe through. That door right there, I'll point out, is open because of how much cutscene he watched. He watched a little bit of that first cutscene, and this guard opens that door as you're walking through it. And also this Clob guard. There is 3 cutscenes on this level. One of those cutscenes, that second Clob guard will not be there, and so you cannot proceed with the mission with that cutscene. There's a shot, didn't quite kill him. R aiming that door. He got the CCTV tape in the previous room. There's that camera fired. There's the Clop guard. Nails him for the key card. Grabs the documents. Opens the door that would have been locked without the key card. Enters this room. Fires. Had to do a double take on that camera. This one nails. Like, this one doesn't even look that much faster than Grenby's 104. Looks very, very similar in terms of all the stopping and shooting and just unoptimized gameplay. I mean, that's the truth of it. Lesser optimized gameplay, but indeed, Ben Gorman Paragon would get the 1 minute time on this stage. Not a bad world record by any means, and as we'll see, he was the one to untie it in April 2001, and it would be shortly thereafter tied by Carl and Greg Lavery. And I should say at least that, Ben Gorman was more of a Perfect Dark player. He had 3 untied world records in GoldenEye, but he had 96 untieds in Perfect Dark. So he was Perfect Dark was his game, but he also dabbled in GoldenEye and would get a couple of untieds. His other 2 untieds were on Aztec 00 and Statue 00. Aztec 00 238 and Statue 00 228. So from around the same era. And Tim Grenby before him, another of his contemporaries. Tim had a lot of runs with no video proof, so it's kind of cool to get a Tim Grenby video-proven world record in there. A lot of his untied records and claims, not uncommon for that time. He didn't have too many videos, but it's cool to get a video. I think it might be the first time I've shown a Tim Grenby video in a lore. I could be way off on that. I mentioned him a lot in the early records, and but there you go. There's a video of his. And as you guys can see, times would progress, things would continue to improve. The next video I could find was that of this 56-second by Karl Jobst in May 2001. And kind of crazy, you can see right on this graph, you know, on this page, Welder had 104 untied at the beginning of 2001, and now only a few months later, by May, Karl gets 56, an 8-second cut off the level in a year. So let's watch Karl's 56 seconds on Bunker 2 Secret Agent. And I think you can very faintly hear Linkin Park in the background. I'm hoping it's too faint for the YouTube folks to pick up. It's pretty faint, but it's classic of that time to... I mean, who wasn't listening to Linkin Park in 2001? And I think we're going to see a much better run here. I'm expecting much fewer stucks and R-aims. That one's an R-aim, that makes sense. No R-aimer on that. Goes in here, gets the key card, squeezes through the door, a minor bonk there, opens that door. Let's see how he clutches out the final 3 cameras of the mission. 1, 2. That was a good fadeaway shot. That was pretty tough. And he will R-aim the 3rd one. But yeah, I mean, you could see this was a much... Still had some stucks, still had some stops and shoots, but a much better run than the previous ones we watched. 56 seconds by Karl Jobst, one of his early untied world records. It's kind of hard to believe that he's been getting untieds for, you know, now the 17 years. It's actually really crazy. And I think something we'll kind of continue to see more and more in speedrunning is a lot of these early champions of the game returning and still being champions. Sometimes they show up after decades and they are nowhere near as good anymore, but sometimes they are. Some will know of a gentleman, Russell Clapham, in 1080 Snowboarding, was also a 2001 era champion of that game, and he's recently come back and dominated 1080 Snowboarding again, so very impressive stuff by both Russell and Karl Jobst, to say the least. And we can see that Karl had the 56, it was tied by Randy and Tim, and then, well, Greg Lavery would skip all the way to 53. This must be an amazing run, so let's watch this Greg Lavery speedrun. 53 seconds on Bunker 2 Secret Agent. Pauses, takes the watch, making a tract, gets the cell key, slaps that guard twice, opens the door, throws a knife at that guard. You almost want that back boost sometimes from that club guard. It kind of sets your pace up nicely to go in there and get the clipboard. Obviously you don't want it on, like, in the future you won't want it, but at the time it wasn't like an unfriendly back boost to get, because the level's still unoptimized. One singular back boost isn't going to cost you the world record on a run where there's so complicated, so many things going on, so many cameras to shoot quickly. Losing 0.3 on a back boost is the least of your concerns at this point. And I mean, yeah, this run is good. So there was the last camera, and I think the camera after the CCTV tape are the ones that he stopped to shoot at with the R-aimer. But other than that, he was moving real quick, real good stuff. 53 seconds on the level. That's an amazing speedrun, honestly, for the time he got it. And Lavery, I mentioned Lavery in the Bunker 2 00 Agent SpeedLore. You know, he was a player only up until 2002. He retired after that year. He had got 7 career untieds. This one's probably his most famous untied world record. This Bunker 2 Secret Agent 53, because he skipped, I think he skipped from 1 minute, which is hard to believe. He skipped 7 seconds. At least his claim was that he skipped 7 seconds. Back then you wouldn't necessarily post every single one of your records, but he had 1 minute ranked, and then he appeared with this 53-second run. A 3-second untied, as you guys can see. That's really, really remarkable. But the thing is, Lavery would stop playing the game because he would then go on to become a professional poker player and multi-millionaire. And yeah, I mean, I've already told that story in the Bunker 200 episode, and a little bit in one of the Perfect Arc episodes as well, so I don't want to rehash it too much. But if you want to know more about it, you can check out that SpeedLore episode. There was a documentary made. We watched part of it in that Bunker 200 episode called From Busto to Robusto. So, pretty cool stuff. And I don't know where he is now. I just imagine he's either still playing poker, being a millionaire, or maybe he's just living off of retirement somewhere down in sunny Florida or the shores of Mexico and having a good time. Who wouldn't if we became multimillionaires in our 20s? Wouldn't that be nice? Well, you can see that a bunch of people would tie 53. It would take them a while. Carl and Randy, contemporary rivals, would get the 53 later that year, July 2002. The following year, Boss and Wouter, contemporary rivals, March 03 would also tie the 53 second. And now that we get the Boss Wouter era, things are going to start picking up from here. We all know how good Brian Bosshart was at this video game. So in October 2003, let's see what he would do to the stage. A classic Jimbo capture video. Double slap. That guard always takes 2 slaps to kill. I think there's like some rare way you can get a 1-slap kill if he doesn't see you coming out of the jail cell, but it's like so rare and not something we've been able to figure out competently for speedrunning, even to this point. On Agent, you can get a 1-slap kill, but not on Secret and Double O Agent. So Boss is going to go no R aimer. Now he's so much faster at this point, he can probably squeeze back through that door without having to open it, which is good. You want to... Opening doors obviously loses time, so you want to squeeze through doors without having to reopen them, which is done well here. While clobbing that last camera, that is a pretty wild choice, but there it is. It looked as if he missed that initial door open. 52-second run, though. Untied record. Pretty good one. Yeah, he missed pressing B there. Could that have been enough to cost him 51? Maybe. Certainly it was enough of a mistake where he knew lower was going to be possible, though. And late 03, early 04 is when Boss would really, really start to pick up and make moves, dominating the game. I suppose this or that got into Boss, and he decided, you know, I'm just going to obliterate every record in the game. I'm going to go for untied sweep after untied sweep. I'm just going to be the absolute madman that we've come to know from Boss. And so, a few months later, in April 2004, he still had the untied of 52 on this level. There was 4 or 5 people at 53. He had 52 untied. He would go out and playing at this speedrun. And this speedrun is so remarkable, my friends, that it can only be dedicated to the one and only 4-Day Bender, our SpeedLore champion. Thank you, 4-Day Bender, for your support, your consistent support on Patreon. Truly remarkable, truly appreciated. I hope you all enjoy this Brian Bosshart run from April 04. Two slaps. Knife. There it is. Bingo. Nice shot. Nice shot. Nice shot. There's the clob guard. Warp. That door's open. Still open. Oh. Bunker 2 Secret Agent, 50 seconds. Yeah, that was pretty nice, I gotta say. So now he has a 3-second Untied on the stage. Really, really nice run. And let's take a look at the rankings at this time. So right around when he got it, you can see, there was a bit of a jam. 25 seconds on Agent. He got the 50. There's a 107. He's tied with the Welder on 00. But if we go to like a month later, he will have completed the Untied sweep on Bunker 2. 24, 50, 106. Also Untied sweep on Silo, Statue, and he would later get the one on Control. So this is like, in a way, Boss's peak, which is pretty unbelievable. I mean, you can see how many BBs there are here. He would peak with, I think it was 51 out of 60 world records, which is the most anyone's ever had at the same time in the game. And probably will be the most ever. That's something that may never happen again. Imagine having almost every single record in GoldenEye 007. That would be pretty insane. Really, really good player. And yeah, I mean, we can look at his times here. Bunker 2 records, Control records. And by June 15, 2004, Control 00 Untied, he got the Control sweep. That, I could say for sure, was his peak. And then he moved on to Perfect Dark and played Perfect Dark for a year. You can see there's almost only one PB between June 2004 and October 05. That year he spent playing Perfect Dark and becoming the champion in that game. So, a remarkable point in history in GoldenEye and Perfect Dark and speedrunning. That 50 also, I spoke about it last time, is the run that's on like the Speed Demos archive. And so those runs to me are like super classic. Anything that's on the single level page on Speed Demos archive when it was last updated, those are the classic runs. So yeah, Boss 50, set in 04. The update must have been done just right at, like the update must have been done here on this page in April or May 04, before he got the 24 and the 106. Or maybe before those videos were made, I suppose. That could have been it as well. But those times are the classic ones burnt in my memory, because those are when I joined the community. And, yeah, what a classic run. And Boss's domination, as you guys know, now that we're 25 episodes deep into SpeedLore, now you guys know that around this time is when other characters started showing up. Ilu had been around for a while, Ace and I joined in 05, Clemens in 06, and so Boss was starting to get a little bit more and more competition in the game. The next run would not come from any of those aforementioned characters. No, it would not. It would come from another very good player of that time, though. Someone who reached the top 10, and someone who got a few Untieds to their name in the game. Yes, this next video was set by the one and only Alex Bass Boost Anderson. Now, 2 years had passed, 50 had still been untied. Alex was traditionally a 1.1 player, 1.1 control style, which was disadvantaged. You lose speed on a lot of the close turns, tight turns, because you have to, instead of holding the control stick all the way forward, you have to push it to the left or right. You're not at full speed anymore. Boss would play 1.2 using the analog sticks to move, using the C buttons to move. He was always at full speed. Alex did not have the record of 50 seconds, but he played Bunker 2 Secret Agent, and, I mean, this was one of the most stunning runs we've ever seen. Let's take a watch. Set in March 2006. Let's see what he got. 2 slaps, open the door, come out, knife the guard for ammo, No back boost. Keycard, open door. Clipboard. Barely stopped moving there. That door, he lured that door to be open from guards. Did you see that? He opened that uprising door and then shot the camera. So he saved time because the door was more open when he had shot the camera and was ready to move on. Insane snipe on the last cam, opens the glass door, comes up here, opens the door, beautiful warp, he's out, and let's see our end time. Bunker 2 Secret Agent, 49 seconds by Alex Bass Boost Anderson. Now that is a remarkable speedrun. Alex would do some damage in the game. Pretty sure he had 3 career untides. I'm just going to look up to quickly verify that. And I'm going to show another version of this same run. Alex, 3 career untides. The other 2 are on Frigate, Secret Agent, and Frigate, Double Agent. In the years to come, Alex would actually come close to untying this level on Double Agent, which again, if you've seen that episode, I definitely showed some of those runs. So Alex had this crazy skill on Bunker 2 Secret, on Bunker 2, just on Bunker 2 period. A year later, he would become the first to tie Boss's 24-second run on Agent. You remember Boss had the untied sweep, so Alex was like the boss slayer of Bunker 2. And I remember, in that 24-second Agent run, he used the song Happy Boys and Happy Girls by Aqua, a great choice. Who doesn't love that first Aqua album, Aquamarine, I believe it's called. Might have been called Aquarius. I get the order mixed up. But I think we all remember Alex's amazing music choice. And so he made a version of this run with the music, and unfortunately this will be a, well, maybe fortunately, this is a Twitch exclusive. Sorry, YouTube. We're going to watch Alex's 49 set to the initial music of his choice, which was a song called Punk by his favorite DJ at the time, Ferry Corsten. Alex was in his raving days. Let's watch and enjoy this insane 49-second run to this music. Alex was pretty pumped about this Bunker 2 Secret Agent 49-second run, and who wouldn't be? Amazing run, deserving of a fun music selection, and so he made this video. And it's kind of funny because if you know Alex, I mean, he's such a kind, gentle guy, and to imagine him back in his younger days, you know, as some kind of hardcore raver, you know, bobbing along to Ferry Corsten. I mean, hey, it's fun stuff and good days to look back on, and yeah, what a time. This run was like a legendary run for sure. Especially when people are like good players. It's kind of like, I know I use like the tennis and golf analogy a lot, but when someone's like a good player, like a top 10, top 5 player, they're not getting like untides all the time, but they do get like a couple. Those couple are always really special for them and really historic. So that was the case for Alex's 49 here. And of course, though, you know, he set this run in March 2006. Well, others came along. Ace and Clemens were pushing, making some moves, and they would come along. And you know, Ace was actually the first to tie this more than a year later, though. So Alex did have his glory for a year on the stage. In April 07, Ace got 49 seconds tied. I couldn't dig up the video on that one, though. But I did dig up the video on the next guy to tie it, Dave Clemens. Bunker 2 Secret Agent, 49-second tie. So let's take a look. Gets the key, slaps the guard, opens the door, throws the knife. There he is. Boom, bingo. Gets the clipboard, opens the doors. Full strafe camera. That's the first we've seen of that. So Clemens opts not to do what Alex did. I'm going to go back and compare those two, actually, at that point. So, full strafe first camera, a different post-CCTV tape camera. That's probably where it evened out. Clem gained time on the first camera and lost time on the second camera. And probably there as well. That. Oh, and there. Oh, man. That was like a full 1 second loss. So, Clemens at this point's knowing that, like, 49, he's happy with 49, but he knows 48 is definitely possible. Good run, though. For a great run. So, right here, Clem goes for the CCTV tape, and he stops and shoots his camera and then opens this door. You see that? On Alex's run, what he does, he goes for the CCTV tape, opens this door, backs up, hits the camera, and now the door's fully open and he can swing through it faster. So Alex, like, made up some time on Clemens there. And then if we look at the first camera here, we'll see Alex will stop very shortly for it. Stop, and then proceed. Whereas Clemens did that first camera in full speed, which is pretty impressive. And you can kind of see, the thing with the cameras is they will either take 5 bullets if you hit them, like, in most places, or they will blow up in 1 bullet if you hit the lens of the camera. So at this point in the game, Clem figured out that, and probably others before him, but certainly Clem, since this is the first run we're seeing of shooting the camera in full strafe, he figured out that if you time the cutscene a certain way, what will happen for you is, if you wait like a certain amount, then on a fast enough run, on a well-paced run, that camera will be looking at you as you're passing it, and so the lens is pointed towards you, and so the one lens shot, you know, is what you're going to hit here. So he's timed, the camera's on a swivel, he's timed the swivel in such a way that he's getting there as the camera lens is pointing at him, so he only needs 1 bullet to destroy it. And so these are the sorts of optimizations that are coming along and making things more competitive, more optimized, better speedruns. He just strafes that camera. I mean, that was an insane second last camera. And that last one is tough, man. A lot of runs fail on that last camera. It's a very tough one to hit. I cannot do it consistently at all. That last camera is really brutal, and the second last camera is really brutal too. It's a hard one to hit, and I mean, I think Alex, certainly Boss, and the runs before Boss were like stopping at that. That was insane on Alex's 49. But you can see him stop and aim at that second last camera. That one's a tough one, and then he instantly gets the last one. So you can kind of see where Clem and Alex's runs even out over the course of the entire run. Both 49s. And if we look at the records in June 07, we'll see that these 49s have started to stack up. There's, of course, the Boss and Alex 24 on Agent I talked about, and here's the Alex Ace Clem 49 we've shown. Alright, around this time as well, a lot of new people were joining the community, and I discussed this in detail in the Bunker 2 00 episode. In fact, I named the episode after it. One of the interesting characters at this time, there's a lot of interesting initials on the rankings here. You know, you see all these uncommon letters that you wouldn't see on the rankings today. One of the most interesting characters was this Adam BOZON. And I don't see him on... I swear he had some records at this time. This might have been a little bit before his time. But he had some records at some points in the game. And BOZON was good. He had world record potential. He would get some good times on a lot of levels. But of course the eccentricity of him led to this interesting quirk where on Bunker 2, which was his favorite level, he didn't want to ever look at the world record strategy. He wanted to try to figure it out for himself, like a puzzle. And so this is his Bunker 2 speedrun of that era. let's see what BOZON came up with, and if there's anything we can learn from BOZON's solitary strategy development on the stage. So he crouches to slap the guard, which is interesting. So he's going to start out pretty normal. He's going to... Oh, now he's doubling. He's got the clipper. He's doubling back. Taking out the camera from down the hall. That is interesting. The door was locked on him because he couldn't get the key card. Now he's in here, gets the clipboard. This is actually not a bad strategy. Shoots that. Oh, this, yeah. Looks up, shoots this. Gets the CCTV tape. I wonder what you could plausibly get. Yeah, he's kind of have to double back here. That wasn't the most optimal thing in the world. And a bit of a boost down the stairs. Shoots this last camera. Opens the glass door. That glass door, by the way, you need one of the CLOB key cards to open it. So it's very important to pick that up. BOZON. Bunker 2 Secret Agent 109. Sadly, again, BOZON did not have any secret knowledge. Look, I commend the guy. It's valiant and honorable to go for the... To play the level without looking at anyone else's PB. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's a cool little quirk. And we get this interesting strategy run from it. Some cool ideas, but obviously nothing that really panned out that well. Nothing that seems to have affected the way the level we played over the next little while, but always got to show that little shout out to BOZON when it comes to Bunker 2. Now, for one reason or another, you know, Boss was trying to hold on to his reign at this time. Clem and Ace were really good. They were really pushing him to the brink. And they would get in really epic battles for world records. They all wanted to get Bunker 2 Secret Agent 48 seconds. They all tried for it. They would all get it within the same week in September 2007. And in a great show of fortitude, it would be Boss who would beat both CLEMENS and Ace to 48 seconds on Bunker 2 Secret Agent, a time he would get September 18, 2007. This speedrun is so remarkable. It is dedicated to our SpeedLore champion, Robert G. Thank you for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon, Robert. Very cool, very epic. I hope you enjoy this speedrun by Brian Boss in 2007. So he waited, it seems like a little bit more cutscene than even the others. Double slap. Knife. Keycard. Clipboard. Cuts between the boxes there. Full strafe. So he doesn't do the Alex door before cam. But super clean run. That could have been a little bit better, but it was pretty good. That was amazing. That was amazing. That could have been a little bit better. A couple back boosts. Bunker 2, Secret Agent 48 seconds. Unbelievable. Clemens is here in chat saying that this run made him legitimately upset. And I believe it. Yeah, Clem's there saying he had 300 runs where he had 47 or 48 pace and failed the last camera. And you can see on this run how hard that last camera is to hit. It's really hard. For one, your auto-aim wants to seek these two guards beside the glass door. So your gun's firing at them instead of at the camera. And then Now Boss is seeking the camera, and it takes him 3 or 4 shots to hit it. It's a really hard camera to hit. I mean, the last cam and the second last cam are both really, really hard to hit. And Boss did even, you know, he could have hit the third last camera a little bit better. That was like 6 shots, was it not? Yeah, 27 bullets. So he got it on like his 6th or 7th shot, when you could get it on your first. We saw Clemens' 49, had some mistakes. Clem could have got 48 and tied, but it was Boss's 48. Really nice run by Boss there. That's the thing, is you know, there have been many times before this, and more times after it, where Clemens and Ace would be the ones to get the better of Boss and beat him to an untied. But in this case, Boss beat them. And that's kind of... those are the great rivalry stories that make telling the Speedrun history so epic. What is crazy about this run, set in September 07, is that to this day, Boss would be the last person, other than Ace or Clemens, to have a world record on this stage. The rest of the world records I'm going to show you tonight are exclusively set by Clemens or Ace. It has been literally 12 years since a non-Ace or Clemens player has had a world record on this stage. Well, 5 days after that 48, Clem would finally get his way, and he would too tie the 48 seconds. Let's take a watch of Clemens' speedrun. Let's see what Clem does. Is he going to cut through the boxes here? Yep. So that's kind of standard now. What the hell was that, Clem? Jesus. Okay. There we go. We're shooting all this stuff. A much better third camera. Not as good of a fourth camera. A little bit of a stuck. He's clobbing the last cam. That when you are clobbing the last cam, you're basically... it's a prayer. There's no method to it. You're just... the clob shoots randomly to begin with. It's spray. Its bloom is terrible, so... you never know what you're going to get. And to hit that last camera with the clob is very lucky. But the thing is, Clem earlier said he had 348 fails. So it's only a matter of time you're going to get lucky at some point when you're that consistent. And that was his run. Pretty good run. I didn't see anything too wrong with it. Again, they are all doing this, stopping, shooting that camera before opening that door. I expect that'll eventually change. Well, the next day, Ace, not to be outdone, would also go out there and play Bunker 2 Secret Agent. And let's watch Ace's run on this level. Ace was probably using control style 1.3 at this time, which I think shoots with the A button. Grabs the clipboard. That door's open. That is a bit of a time saver. Full strafe there. A bit of a stuck. He's doing the Alex door before cam strat. There's the double clob. Gets the key card. This run is so clean. This run looks like it's like even faster than the others we've seen. Let's see what goes wrong, if anything. Okay, that cam could have been faster. That one was amazing. And that cam was pretty good. I'm surprised this is only 48. Wow. Perfect ace. 48 seconds, tied record. Bunker 2 Secret Agent. Ace says he had several 47 fails months prior to this. But he... okay, oh, so Ace, earlier in chat, is referring an incident where Clemens was genuinely upset, like he said, and Clemens either posted a you know, fake 47 or 48 on the rankings before he actually went and got it. Which that happened a lot back in the day. People all the time would be mad someone beat them to a record and post a fake Untied. Not a fake video, just on the forums, haha, I beat you, video's gonna come out soon, and it never would. But Clem eventually got the 48, so that's life. And yeah, I mean, Ace brings up a good point. Both Clem and Ace had multiple 48-second fails, yet Boss beat him to it, and that's the way she goes. They would both beat Boss many times to other records, and there you go. Alright. At this point, though, Boss's sort of luster at the top of the rankings would start to fade to Ace and Clemens, who had come along and started to top him. We can see the rankings as of the beginning of 2008 with Boss, Clem, Ace there. Clem's now tied 24 on Agent. Ace and Clem would try to lower this record in early 2008. They would now race to beat the 48. And this time, Clemens would come out on top. This run is amazing. I think it may stun some of the people watching in chat tonight. The run is so remarkable. It's dedicated to our SpeedLore champion, Corey Meyer. What a gent. Thank you, Corey, for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. Truly appreciated. I hope you enjoy this run by Clem, trying to lower Bunker 2 Secret Agent 48 in January 2008. Let's take a look. This will shock you. Knife. Keycard. Clipboard. Still with the not opening that door, but I mean, amazing run still. Oh, gets the clipboard. Open, open. First burst. Pretty good. Insane. Bunker 2 Secret Agent, 46 seconds. Unbelievable. A 2-second Untied by Clemens in January 2008. Yeah, the cameras on this run were just absolutely mad. Beautiful cameras. Ace is in chat talking up this record, saying it must have lasted for years. That's how good the record is. I want to say at this time, Clem had 46, Ace and Boss had 48, Alex had 49, I had 50 on the stage, and I want to say, like, no one else did. Like, that was it. Like, you know, 5th place is at 50, and yet Clemens is untied at 46 seconds. For such a short stage, that's unbelievable. It really is. But hey, Clem and Ace wouldn't be incredible rivals if they weren't going head-to-head at every possible moment. A mere 2 months later, Ace would grind Bunker 2, and he would get this speed run. There's some, you know, crazy old YouTube music in this video, so we're going to have to watch this one on mute, but this one is pretty good too. Slaps that guard instead of knifing him. Gets the key card. Gets the clipboard. This door's wide open for him. Full strafe shot. Up the stairs. CCTV tape. Door before cam. Cam. Open door. Clob guard. Key card. Clipboard. Document. Door open. Door open. Pretty good. Very good. Let's see this. There it is. A back boost and the miner stuck. Oh, he has... Oh, missed warp. What? Bunker 2, Secret Agent 46 by Perfect Ace. With a pretty botched ending. What happened here is because... I mean, this run was unbelievable. Because the camera blew up late there, he was kind of getting trolled here. And so he was trying to get through from getting stuck on the guard, getting back boosted, and getting kind of stuck in the glass. He was trying to get through by switching weapons. And it was chaos and a lot of lag. And so the weapons didn't switch the way he was expecting, and so he ended up pulling out the knife here. Now, you have the knife out, it's almost impossible to warp. You're either going to have to warp backwards to unarmed, which in some cases works really well, but at this door it works terribly. And then, so that's one back, A and Z would unarmed. One up, A once, would switch to single clob. And that doesn't work that well. He tried to press A twice to get to double clob. Warping from the knife to other stuff just doesn't seem to work. Warping from KF7 backwards to double clobs works well. And so because, like, this run, was it 44 pace? Was it lower than that? It was insane. If you nailed that camera, like, right away, who knows how good this run would be. But yeah, at least, I mean, that might have been 44 pace, man. That was shocking. We're all stunned. We're all stunned. At this point, we get into really complex sort of camera angles where there's something, and again, I still have a PB of 50 on the stage. So this is like beyond my capability. But it's like at 44... Okay, the cameras are on a swivel like I explained earlier. Ace watches a certain amount of cutscene so that the door after the clipboard will be open for him, which is a good little time saver. Now, the swivel of the cameras is based on how much time has passed, including the cutscene and including the gameplay. So, with this much time, with like a 44 pace run, and the amount of cutscene that Ace watched, the last camera is also on a swivel. And it might have been looking away from him at this pace with that speed of a run and that much cutscene watched. And so that's partly why he couldn't hit it so cleanly and easily. And so it's like, it's almost like a pool player plays like 20 shots ahead. You know, billiards player. It's like you have to be thinking, oh, if I want to get 44, I have to watch this much cutscene, so that if I'm at the end on a 44 pace run, the camera lens will be looking at me. And it's like you're thinking so far, so many moves ahead, and having to clutch out 44 pace runs, that it's just improbably unlikely. Clem and Ace would continue their rivalry on this stage unbelievably over the next 2 years. I found this interesting run from CLEMENS from 2010. Let's take a look, and what's interesting is that there's commentary, which was so rare for that era. So let's listen to what Clem had to say about his run from March 2010.
Okay, so I got 5th 46 on Bunker 2. Figured I'd just make a commentary. Good cinema. That way there's only 2 guards in the documents room, which is nice. They slap this motherfucker. It's back boost, but whatever. 3 shots. Left strafe. Hopefully the camera's looking at you. Hold speed there, it's nice. And this part's pretty annoying, but pretty decent. This camera's kind of bad. I love this one. That was insane. And then I shot that. I was like, yes, I got it. Go. I got stuck on the glass door too. 46. Oh my fucking god. Are you kidding me? I knew it was 46 too. I was like, fuck, that's 46. Oh well. Hopefully next time.
What a positive attitude for back then. I mean, it's crazy, like, this run is uploaded in March 2010, as you can see. And it's like, it has 275 views in all this time. It's like, man, we had no idea how, like, look, this is SpeedLore, you're all watching it, you're all enjoying it. We had no idea how potentially popular this sort of gameplay and this analysis would be, you know? We had no idea back then. There was no reason for anyone to do gameplay commentaries of GoldenEye speedruns. We would never have imagined where it would be 10 years from there, but it is really cool to dig up this old commentary from CLEMENS, and you can learn a lot from the things he said. You can see, like, he's talking about the cutscene early on, saying that there's only going to be 2 guards in the clipboard, in the document area, so that's one of the cutscenes you'll often see. And if we skip on later to the document area, there's the Clob guard, and there's 2 KF7 guards around. And if we see some of the other cutscene, I think Ace's 46 had the other cutscene. Yeah, it did. Let's go to the documents area there and see what's up. There's, yeah, so it's like, there's, you know, oh yeah, there's, you could barely see them. There were 2 guards. There was an extra guard who came out of that room. It's like, this is really advanced knowledge stuff. And on that CLEMENS 46, his 5th one, by the way, this last camera was amazing. So he knew at this pace, like, first shot, the camera was swiveling, looking at him. He knew the pace. That back boost hurt. Probably with a, he got a boost though. He said he knew it was 46 all the way. Yeah. Could it have had been a 45 with better things? I mean, possibly. He says this camera wasn't that great. Yeah, I mean, that was like almost 20 Clop shots. But then it's like, this one's so like, he's not even like looking at it. I mean, look how bad the Clob's aim is. He's auto-aiming that guard on the left. And the first Clob shot that he turns happens to hit that just by sheer luck of the Clob's terrible bloom. The 4th... Okay, so this was 45 pace, and then this upcoming camera looks away from you at 45 pace. But would it look away from you at 44 pace? I guess not. CLEMENS obviously wanted to improve his 46 to 45. And this being his 5th 46 dupe, well, I mean, it really shows you that he's trying hard for it. Clem would continue playing throughout 2010. He would play a lot of other levels, but Bunker 2 Secret Agent would become one of his signature levels to go to and always try to improve the record. In October 2010, he got another speedrun, and I'll let the video speak for itself. That run was so awesome. What a waste. What the heck is wrong with those guards? Face palm. I mean, that run was insane. When he came out of the documents area and had to, like, find the Clob guard, usually you're slow in the, like, on slower runs, which is not saying a lot, they were previously world record runs. The club guard's usually around here. And he has to, like, find the club guard on those way back to unbelievable run. Facepalm. Okay. We're going to get back to the video. This run that we're about to witness is so unbelievably divine. So incomprehensible, it must be witnessed to believe. And this run is dedicated to the SpeedLore champion, Mr. Moxie. Thank you for supporting SpeedLore on Patreon. Enjoy this incredible speedrun. Bunker 2, Secret Agent, 44 seconds. October 11, 2010. Man, I don't even know where to go from here. This is like... This is stunning. I remember I really... Clem says, I thought this was 45, by the way. I went absolutely insane when 44 came up. I believe it. I mean, who wouldn't? In the history of GoldenEye, this is one of the best runs ever performed. And certainly for its time. Let's do this. Past GoldenEye records. So, like I said, this was October 2010. So, beginning of 2011, of course, 44's Untied. CLEMENS 5500, pretty nice. Let's look at the beginning of 2012. 44 is Still Untied by CLEMENS. Mark has shown up. Let's look at 2013. 44 is Still Untied by CLEMENS. Let's look at 2014. 44 is Still Untied by CLEMENS. Let's look at 2015. 44 is Still Untied by CLEMENS. We're now 4 full calendar years later, and 44 is Still Untied by Dave CLEMENS. Legendary. Ace has 46. Boss has 48. Alex is 49. would anyone ever dream of getting close to 44? I mean, we know Ace, on his 46, missed the warp at the end. So Ace has the skill for 44, but, like, is such a thing even possible? Was this a once in a million years speedrun that can never be seen again? Is it, you know, the Halley's Comet of speedruns? The Halley-Bopp Comet of speedruns comes back only every 80,000 years or what have you. Wow. Who would ever tie it? Let's start by talking about people who came sort of close. So in November 2012, 2 years later, Jimmy Bauer would surprise everyone and get 47. Still 3 seconds off pace. But this was the first guy to encroach on the sort of... I think no one else other than Ace and Clem had subbed the boss 48. And this was one of the first guys who got sub-boss. Got a 47-second run, so... A decent run, by all means, Jimmy Bauer, but... it's almost showing that, like, how insane 44 is and how improbable it is. Dude, I wonder if Clemens almost had some 42 pace runs based on the position of the Clob Guard. Like, some 42 pace starts. A very nice and very clean run from Jimmy Bauer, but, it's 47, not 46, not 45. And certainly not 44. But that would have been like an untied third place, so it was pretty cool. This run now is from September 2013. This is Ace. Ace was kind of given 44 a push. Ace was, you know, clearly he wanted to make up for his 46 from years ago. With the missed warp and stuff, so Ace would play again. And this was sort of, you know, when streaming was still fresh. I think Ace had probably recently untied Double Agent at this point and was going for lower on Secret Agent. So there's the Clob Guards there. So this is like a faster cycle Clob Guard. Let's see what happens here. So that's 45 pace. Cam's looking at him. He nails that. Good stuff. So that's a very solid speed run. 45 seconds. Clemens' 44's still untied. Like I mentioned earlier, Mark Rutsu would show up on the scene. Let's see what Rutsu could pull off in September 2014. Rutsu's good at the game. We all know that. Rutsu is a pro. A consummate, amazing player. So the Clob Guard's there, so a little bit of a slower cycle. Oh, and a bit of a stuck. Let's see what Rutsu pulls off here. Pretty good camera, considering it was looking away from him. Oh, insane last cam. Warps the door. 46 seconds, September 2014. Really good run, though. The following year, Isa Smith would come along, and Isa's another one of those players who has some flashes of brilliance. He uploaded this video called Mystery PR. Again, at this point we know Clem had 44, Ace 45, Rutsu 46, Bauer 47. Let's see what Isa can come up with. That door's open. That's good stuff. Oh, he kind of missed the B press there. That probably cost him, like, a couple tenths. There's the keycard guard. Hits the documents. Cam's looking a little bit away. There it is. Nicely done. Ooh, that was kind of messed up. Nice shot. Gets boosted to the glass really nice. Ooh, that was a nice ending. That was a really nice ending. Let's see what Isa got. The slow roll. He was probably summoning people to his, like, Twitch channel or something at this point. 46 by Isa. That is a pretty good time, all things considered. I mean, yeah, that's... you could see a couple errors, too, which is like, man, is Isa capable of 44? Could he possibly get 44? Like, 44 has been untied for 4 or 5 years now. This is insane. Mark Rutsu would attempt to play some let's take a look here. Rutsu's playing Aztec. This is May 2015. What's going to happen in this video? I mean, Rutsu, again, is one of the best players to ever play the game, so, I mean, he can do some magic as well. Playing Aztec, trying to get the door open. Let's see what happens here. Doesn't open, last door. He quits out. Turns the music off, interestingly. Goes to Bunker 2 Secret Agent. Okay. Keep... Slap. Full strafe. That door was so smooth. Door before Cam. Cam. Oh, like the fadeaway third shot hit the lens. Unbelievable. Pretty good. Really good. Back boost. Insane warp, though, making up for it. Oh, what did... First try, what did Mark get? This is unbelievable. "45 seconds. Becomes the second guy to get 45. First, man, getting 45 first try is, like, actually inconceivable. It really, really is. Man. Madness. But look, we're now into mid-2015. 4.5 years after Clemens had set the 44, and it is still untied. Could anyone do it? I mean, when a record is getting into 4 years untied territory, 5-year untied territory, that's when things really get serious and people really start to pay attention. It's like, kind of imagine, will there ever be an unmatchable record in GoldenEye? And some of these sure seemed like, I mean, wow. Well, several months later, it was mid-2016, and Ace decided, I gotta go for 44, it's my destiny. Who else could possibly get 44? It's all me or nothing. This is a rare commentary video by Perfect Ace. Let's take a listen to his brilliant insight.
Alright, so I thought it would be nice to make a commentary for this video this time. So here's some nice Bunker 2 SA 44 with commentary. And I'm like really excited to get this time, not just because it's a tier 1 record or because it was the longest lasting untied, but this is like my first GEPR in 2 years, so seeing something on the end screen, especially a 44, just felt amazing. This run was like really nice, no back boosts, no stucks, and that's really the main difference between a high 44 and a low 45. You don't want any stucks or any back boosts, otherwise it's just like really difficult. I have 3 guards in this documents area, which was pretty trolled, but I managed to maneuver through them nicely. Nice 4th and 5th cameras, and I was excited at this last camera. When I got it, I was like, this could really be it. And when I got the warp, I was like, you know, I just wanted to take out my phone and record the end screen. And I actually did end up making a reaction video, and I'll probably link in the description if I can find it. Seeing that 4 just felt so amazing. Like, it looks so much better than that ugly 5, and this time is really nice. Despite me getting it kind of quickly, I don't think it's overrated, because there's so many things that can go wrong, mainly from the documents area onwards. You can have like so many guards and stupid back boosts and really strange things, and a lot of lag too, that can really affect your run. So I don't think this time is overrated at all. I think it still deserves to be in tier 1. There's also the Hendrik strat, which is like really easy, I guess, for like 47-48 pace. So I might make a tutorial on that, but for 43 or lower, actually I shouldn't say lower, because 43 is already like ridiculous. I'm not really sure. Maybe Hendrik strat can get it, but this one definitely won't. And even with Hendrik strat, there's a lot of problems, so I think this record is going to stay for a while. And I think it's really nice to finally have 300 points on this level. I might make a tutorial if I get time, but I can't really promise that. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.
Did Ace ever make a tutorial? Yeah, contacting aliens. That's what it sounded like. Clem is saying, "Damn, this chat is, damn, this run is actually really good." It is. That run was insane. Yeah, let's take another look. You heard Ace's commentary. Really insane run. Everything was pretty much perfect. And actually, during that run, I looked to check. I was kind of stunned that this is true. This is Ace's PR history. And so, you know, he got trained 00 in 2014. He genuinely didn't play for 2 years there. I also hadn't really been playing for those 2 years. That's the 2 years when I was away in college. So, both, what happened in the Elite in 2014, mid-2014 to mid-2016? Did anything happen? That's kind of funny. Yeah. No one was playing, you know. Okay, let's take a look. I know, just an unbelievable run, and the fact that 44's tied is... I mean, this really is still one of the best records in the game. By modern standards, you know, you could hear Ace referring to it as a tier 1 record. We've kind of had this, you know, rudimentary, subjective list of tiered times, and this was tier 1 for a long time. I think it's now bumped down to tier 2. You know, since this point, stuff like Dam 52 and Silo 59 have happened, but I mean, this run is pretty swell. Avoids the back boost there, gets through the glass cleanly, opens the door, warps. What else is there to say? 44 seconds. And I was able to dig up the reaction video Ace mentioned. Let's take a look.
Yes! Oh my god, dude! Can't believe it! Mate!
Mate indeed.
Yes! Oh my god, dude! Can't believe it! Mate!
Ace was ecstatic. I guess he took a video of the end screen and showed it on Snapchat. You know, Ace and I did have a year-long Snapchat streak. I think a year before this, and then I just got bored and never used Snapchat again. So I didn't see this reaction live, but a lot of people did, and I mean, you can see how elated he is. Who wouldn't be that happy after tying the longest standing untied in the game? And if we look at GoldenEye history here, we can see Bunker 2 Secret Agent stood untied for 2,062 days. It would later be passed by, you know, these times, Rutsu's Dam times, and Jungle's Secret Agent 53. So I think when Ace tied this, you can see he tied the 44 before Mark's Dam times were tied. Jungle 53 Secret Agent was the longest standing untied ever at 2271 days, but it had been tied at that point by Ilu. So Bunker 2 Secret Agent 44 was the longest standing untied at the time. If we look down to the longest standing untied at the time now, it's Ogran's Streets 00154 at 1200 days. And then we see stuff under 1,000 days. So you can see how rare it is for a record to get to 2,000 days. 1,400 puts you in the top 10 of all time. So unbelievably historic run that was matched by Ace there. Now, that would be the last, most recent record on Bunker 2 Secret Agent. No one has since tied 44. Like I said, only Ace and Clem have had world records on the stage since Boss's run in 07. I mean, that's pretty mind-blowing that we've gone 12 years and only these two guys have got world records on the stage. But there are some interesting runs to show. Ace wanted me to show this. It's called Incredible Fourth Camera. That's the one in the mainframe room. Let's watch. Yep, I would call that incredible. So he's nailing it through the window with the clobs. You can imagine if you went for something like that and hit that on a 44 pace run, it could be like 42. This is the clip is 6 seconds long, Clem. So that's pretty insane. There are a couple more videos I'm going to show. This one is called The Ultimate Bunker 2 Strat, and it's Henrik uploading it in 2014. So Henrik would often come up with these interesting strategies that a lot of people would see, but not really like take too seriously. Let's watch what Henrik does here. Ooh, so he's shooting a bunch, trying to get that camera from down the hallway. So this is a reverse route. Comes here, misses that cam, that's okay. Misses that cam. CCTV tape. He's lured the clipboard guard to his new location. Let's see what happens here. So he missed some of the cameras, but he could have hit the cameras. 44 failed by Henrik. That's quite interesting. And I mean, you could hit this camera. I mean, it is crazy, but it's doable. I mean, we've seen some insane camera hits tonight. So he's shooting a whole... You need to headshot that guard for the ammo and fire all your 15 bullets. And your last shot has to, like, one of the first 12 has to hit that camera, and then you lean and shoot 3 just over that little, into that wall, so you're just close enough where the clipboard guard can hear you. Then you just reverse movement through the level, and if you're lucky, you've lured the clipboard guard right here. Now, it's a 44 fail. It could have completed. Henrik is a very good player, but on Bunker 2, he's not quite Ace or Clemens tier. So I imagine Ace or Clemens might be able to fail 43, 42 with this strat, Is it viable? I don't know. Henrik posted this, and like a lot of stuff Henrik's posted over the years, it didn't get much attention. People thought, that's cool, but no one actually went out of their way to try it and see what they could come up with it. About 2 years later, Henrik would post this video simply titled, OMG. Let's take a look. So a little bit of a different strategy at the start. He didn't try to shoot that camera from down the hallway. Let's see what happens here. Nice. Nice. Clipboard goes down here. Nails it. Doubles back. Gets a back boost but hits the cam really good. Door. Warp. What is it? What is it? 46 seconds by Henrik. Yeah, that's a really good run. He completed it, which is amazing. But it almost doesn't seem like 44. Like, 44 would be really insane, even with this strategy. When I started putting this lore together, I thought, oh, maybe people are sleeping on this strat. You know? Maybe this strat is the one that people should be using. Could he kill the clipboard guard on the way back? Let's take a look. So, let's say there he skips that guard. I mean, no, that was so efficient. I'm sure you could kill him on the way back, but that was so efficient, I don't think that would be faster. It'd be the same, if anything. I think his previous strategy, the ultimate Bunker 2 strat, is better. Obviously, he failed 44 on a seemingly less insane run, but it requires you to hit that camera from there. Whereas his 46 completed, he simply didn't even try for that camera. Right? He just focused on shooting a bunch of times to lure the clipboard guard out. And then later on, he has to go, instead of getting the clipboard guard and turning around, he has to go down here and shoot the camera. So, like, clearly the first one is faster, but much harder to hit that camera. And so the 46 is what he ended up with, which is still very, very, very impressive. Still insane. The last run I'm going to show is Luke Sklars would become the 4th person to go sub 46. October 2017, he would get this run. He would get a 45. And that's literally it. That's where we are at Bunker 2. Ace and Clemens have 44. Luke and Mark have 45. A few have 46 and 47, and that is it. Ooh, that was an interesting back boost. It didn't seem like it cost him that much time, though. Fires some bullets there. And there. That was beautiful. That was... like, that 5th cam is what you're hoping for. Warps through there. Could have been a little bit faster, but... like, that ending... I wonder why he chose left strafe there. He must have, like, felt it was a consistent thing. I just feel like it seemed a touch slower than right. But, I mean, my PR is nowhere near this, so I'm sure he knows better than me, and 45 seconds is pretty insane. I mean, the thing is, Harambe is that camera through the door through the window is so inconsistent, so hard. A couple other guys would dip into the sub 48 territory. You know, Wotus would get 47 in 2015. Irie has 47. That's a really good time for Irie. I mean, 47's insane. I mean, even though it's only worth 90 points, I mean, if 47 feels insane for me, looking at the rankings, I'm sitting down here at 50, something I got in 07. But, I mean, anything sub 50 seems crazy, and especially sub 48 is really, really crazy. That's literally it. That is the rankings today. Clemens and Ace, 44 on what was probably Clemens' best run ever. I mean, if we look at the longest standing Untides, again, Dam 155 is still the record. It was set in 2011. Dam 116 is still the record, 2011. Bunker 244 still the record, set in 2010. Jungle 53 has been improved. Statue 00 has not been improved, but the rest of these have been improved. So it's like, if you want to have a conversation about the best runs ever set in the game, you're talking Mark's Dam records, Clemens is 44, and like, that's what time tells us is like those ones are up there. Obviously, some of the newer stuff that people who like the newer records might think a Silo 59, a Dam 52, those have a case to them. But I mean, this Bunker 2 Secret Agent 44 is always in the discussion of very best GoldenEye records ever set, ever played. Unbelievable to get that run in 2010. And I mean, look, most people nowadays would say Ace is the best player to ever play the game. The fact that only Ace has matched this in 10 years shows you how good it is, because Clemens is right up there with Ace. A lot of people see all these amazing Ace Untides, especially in this day and age, and they say, oh, he's by far the best player ever. And I often counter by saying, you never saw Ace and Clem go head-to-head from 2008 to 2010. Clemens was right there with him. In the same way, like, you know, these top tennis guys. A lot of people have their pick, who's the best ever of Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic. And some people are pretty convinced in their picks, but the fact of the matter is all three are, like, right up there. All three are that good. And Clemens certainly is that good. And that run goes to prove it. And I think the fact that he appears on this longest standing Untied list 4 times shows a lot as well. You know, Mark's there twice, Ace is there twice, Clem 4, Boss, and then Cliff as kind of the outlier. Very remarkable stuff. 43 probably is possible. You know, the 44s were amazing. On a level like this, you can always go a tiny bit faster. You really can. There's no limit to what you can do. You know what? Let's see if there's a... I don't think there's a tool assisted speedrun. But let's look for it, if we can find one, before we leave the night. I see a 00 agent 40-second TAS, which is... Oh, here, Bunker 35. So 10 years ago, 35 was the TAS. Let's watch this. The more complex a level is, the difficulty of maxing it goes up. Yeah, this is... You know, something like a Dam 52, a very simple run, is more easily maxed than something very complicated, like... And this is maybe the most complicated run in the game. Yeah, this is not human. It's kind of incredible that this TS was done 10 years ago, though, because... You know, could faster even be done today? The strat at the beginning is... You can warp the jail cell, but it's like, you have to pause and take out the watch magnet attract, and then switch from that to unarmed. So you're already pausing anyways, and this saves so minimal time compared to just getting the key and leaving. And it's like on the level of the depot agent warp in terms of difficulty. So no one goes for it. to save, you know, a few tenths at the start of every run going for, like, the depot warp. Not worth it. In a TS it is, though, so I'm glad we saw that. He one-slaps that guard. Again, I did talk about you can one-slap him if he doesn't notice you, which I think is more frequent with the jail cell warp. But in practice, it doesn't happen. So he lures the clipboard guard, and he shoots the guard in such a way, this is TS only, where the clipboard falls towards him, and so he can stay on, like, the inner line of that room. Like, good luck doing that in real life. Good luck hitting, like, a one-frame twitch motion. It's like, good luck doing that on console. Yeah. And so think that this is 35, as much of a joke as this looks like. .44 is pretty damn good. I mean, there's not much else to say other than, like, if 43 were to happen, I think any smart money would be on Ace or Clemens to do it. There are some contenders now. You know, shoutouts to Ludovic 46. But yeah, I mean, 44 is one of the best GoldenEye records ever set, and I think that is probably the best final words I could give to this episode. So there is the story of Bunker 2 Secret Agent. Clemens is 44. Really, perhaps, Clemens' very best run. And also the story of those who pursued matching it in the near decade since it was set. A huge thanks to the patrons, the Patreon champions, the legends, the SpeedLore legends here in the card. A huge thanks to you guys. You know, I shouldn't play favorites, and I don't play favorites, but I have to give a special shout out to Samo Sammy here, a SpeedLore legend on this card. Samo was a rising GoldenEye player who recently rage quitted the game after hours of playing Cavern's Agent. I understand completely. A lot of us have been there. We've all been there, and I'm honored, Samuel, that you thought of me after leaving the game and decided to become a SpeedLore legend in your time away from the game. So I hope you're doing well, and there you go. But thanks to everyone, all the patrons, all the supporters, all the viewers, all the lurkers of this series. We're really making our way through the entire game now, getting towards the end of Season 3 of SpeedLore. We might only have, 2 full seasons left after this one, but they're gonna be amazing. And I think I've already figured out the 3 stages we're gonna do to end the year, to end Season 3 here. So stay tuned to Twitter and Patreon to see more about that. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay true, my friends. And I will see you in the next stream or video. Good night.